Hey, it's Paar here, and we're going to go through step by step on how to set your business up with GoHighLevel. I'm using my white label software called Sproutify, which is built on the GoHighLevel platform. So you can get your own white label high level and do whatever you want to do with it. So it's really nice that way, especially if you're selling a software or using it for your business. So I've got a link below. You can get this for $97 a month to start. If you go through Sproutify, I believe it's $197 through GoHighLevel. So it's up to you. They're the same plan. We just have a cheaper option because we white label it. But you can't do unlimited clients through the Sproutify. So you would have to get your own GoHighLevel account. But we're going to go through on setting up a coaching business and how that's done with all the social media, everything that you need to do, and be able to see those leads come through and really respond to those through automated conversations or what we call AI. So before we get going, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. I appreciate that. That's why I do these videos. Let's dive in. So we're setting up this coaching business for my wife. So she has a podcast and different things, books, coaching, apparel, different things like that, and speaks on stages. So obviously we want leads to come in, be able to nurture those leads automatically. Once they're a warm lead, then she'll reach out to them and do a call with them, maybe an introductory 30-minute call. And then from there, set up a coaching plan. So we need to go into Sproutify or GoHighLevel, whichever one you're using. And I would recommend as a beginner not to start from scratch. Set up a sub account with one of the templates. That's going to be the best thing that you could do, just because it's going to help you have a starting point to build your pipelines, build your email marketing, build your automations, whatever it is. It might not be tailored exactly to your agency or your SMMA or your plumbing business or your electric business, but it'll give you that base platform, and I'll show you exactly what we mean. So you're going to go in and create a sub account, and we're in sub account. So we're going to call it a regular account. So when we look at this, we have SaaS, so we could sell this as a SaaS account. But when we look at this, it gives us ideas. So if you're an attorney, chiropractor, auto dealership, here's our coaching snapshot right here, which we'll grab. But I just want to show you the different ones in here. The images kind of look cheesy, but the layouts, what it gives you is pretty astonishing. So as we look through here, we've got mortgage loan, medical spa, pest control, whatever it is, martial arts. And then we even have our own imported snapshots that we created or that we own. So as I said, we're going to start with this coaching one. That makes the most sense. We can just click no more here on this little eye. And it's going to give us everything, including example Facebook ads. Here's some Facebook ads that it has. And so it gives you a good guideline to start with. So we're going to just say continue. And then we're just going to add this account manually. And I'm just going to pause this. You're going to enter all your information, address, first name, last name, email, time zone. So let me pause this, do that real quick, and we'll go to the next step. So depending on if you have SaaS or not, it will give you these different options here. If you're selling a WordPress package to them, you can leave this on, but we're going to shut this off. And then you can set your text messages, whether it's SaaS mode, but obviously, you're not going to have any of this unless you're using a SaaS package. So we're going to jump into this, switch over to the sub account and go in there and see what it's built for us. So we'll just review that real quick and then we'll go through the pipeline. It did add a pipeline here, but we're going to modify this pipeline so that we can modify it and make it our own. And so let's go in and let's look under sites real quick and just see if it gave us any sort of sites. It did give us a discovery call funnel, and I know it probably didn't give us a website because we didn't really ask for it, but we could easily build a quick coaching website if you wanted to do that, and we'll show you how to do that. So before we jump into the pipeline, on the Launchpad, that's the first step here above the dashboard. There's a couple things that you can quickly do. You can download an app. So if your client or customer wants to engage via their cell phone, there's a full app on this. Doesn't matter what platform you use. It's a full app that you can respond and engage with your clients on the go. You'll get notifications, push notifications. You can do your Google My Business. You can connect your Facebook if you want, just by going here. And of course, it remembers who I am. It's basically connecting. It's going to ask us which business page we want to connect. Well, we've got hundreds of them. I'm going to grab the one that we need here for that Jody Paar coaching. So we selected that one, and I think that's the right one. There's a couple pages, but we can always switch that later. So now that's connected. You could add in your Stripe. You could add in basically your chat widget and different things like that. We'll add a chat widget to her website so that she can respond via text, AI, or email. So, and then you can add your teams in there. So if you've got assistant or whatever, you can add them in. And if you're accepting payments online, you can have your payment page in there. But we'll jump into settings, and we're going to go through these. Under settings, you got pipelines here. And remember, we wanted to modify that pipeline. And so let's go in and get that done. So we'll just click on pipelines here. There it is. We're going to click this little pencil here, and we're going to edit the stages. So let's name this pipeline. We'll call it coaching pipeline. I guess that's all we'll name it. And then basically when a new lead comes in, think of it as a typical funnel. The lead comes in and it narrows down until you bring that customer in as a new client. So we're just going to leave that as new leads. We could call this hot leads, warm leads, engaged leads. It just basically, the second stage is that they responded and they're interested. So we're just going to call this a warm lead. I would never call a hot lead on the second stage, just because a hot lead means they're ready to sign up. And then I'm going to add another stage in between here because you want to have a not interested. So if they were not interested, which some people may be, it doesn't mean they're not interested. They're just not interested in your product right now. It doesn't mean a no doesn't mean a definite no. It just means right now they're not interested. So I teach a lot of sales, and I'm like, don't be beat down by somebody saying no or not interested. So then we've got booking requested. So, and then booking confirmed, and we'll set up an appointment schedule for that so that we can push leads depending on which date. It could be 5 days a week, 3 days a week, 2 days a week that you take calls, or just 1 day a week. It doesn't matter. And then under this, I would call this, instead of sold, I would say new client, because in this business, that's basically the way you want to see it. Now you can turn on these. You can look at them as a chart or a pie in your dashboard. So we'll turn on the pie chart, and we'll turn on both these, and then we'll just save this so we have our new coaching pipeline. So if we look at it now, you can see that it's all in here. So, and we're just going to hit save. So that's good enough to go, and that will be more than adequate for our pipeline. Now, if you're setting up and you have a new client, you could set up multiple pipelines, and not to confuse you or anything, but as they become a client, maybe you're going to do like a retreat or something like that. So set up a pipeline for that retreat, and then you can make a determination who's coming, or maybe it's a 21-day coaching session. I have clients that do that, and so that's under a 21-day pipeline. So there's different things like that you can set up, but a pipeline keeps everything organized, and it allows you to tag a person, put a tag onto somebody, and basically say, okay, we're not going to reach out to them anymore, so shut off the automations, and it just automatically does that. So we got that set up, and let me just show you in opportunities here. That's where your pipelines are. We can see our coaching pipeline now. So basically it just gives us, as that lead comes in, it becomes a warm lead. If they say yes or they're no, and booking requested, booking confirmed, this could be an appointment scheduled also. So you can name that whatever you really want it to. And then you probably want to have one more in here. So if they did say yes, you could do a follow-up if they hadn't scheduled their booking. So you could add that follow-up in there. But under opportunities, your pipelines are right here. You can edit them. And then you can see as those leads come in, you'll actually see a name under there as they start building up their clientele, or as those leads start coming in. So the first lead that we're going to set up is a new lead through social media. So whether it's Facebook, Instagram, we can set up DMs, we can set up Facebook Messenger replies. The first one we're going to set up, because we added the Facebook, is the Facebook Messenger. And but you can set up any social media. I believe even LinkedIn, if they come through LinkedIn, you can set it up through that. I know you can definitely if you have a Zap, but I believe HighLevel allows that now. And so, but let's go in and we'll set up a Facebook automation. So one of the most powerful things is the automation. And recently, HighLevel added AI to this, so you can do AI workflows, AI conversations. We're just going to do some simple high-level automations, which are very, very powerful. And that's what basically HighLevel is. It creates that automation. And so we're under automation, we're under workflows, and we're going to start from scratch. We're going to build this right from scratch. There's a few different templates in here, just like Facebook Messenger, which we were going to use. And actually, I might use that just for time's sake, because it'll be easier for you to start with something that's pre-built. So we're just going to select that, and it's going to open this automation. So basically, the first part of this is what triggered this event. So that's what HighLevel does. It triggers an event, whether it's somebody emailed, somebody chatbot messaged, somebody messaged through Facebook. That's a trigger. So it creates that trigger, and then we create an action under here for that trigger. So when you click this plus symbol, what is the action that you want to do when that trigger is pulled? So is it send an email? Is it send a text? Call that individual, send them a voice drop. So we can send a voicemail and say, hey, this is Jody Paar. I just got your message and I'll be look forward to setting up an appointment with you. So you can have a personal voice drop like that the minute they come in. Or you can just message them right through back to Facebook through that form. But these are the actions. So, and there's if this, then that type of deal, if or else they call it. There's different things that you can do. And then there's Elijah, which is your AI appointment booker. And basically, Elijah, you can tell her to act like a professional, somebody that is an appointment setter. You can say you're an appointment setter. So ChatGPT is one of the new things, but let's just keep this basic. And so we have an incoming message from Facebook Messenger. It was a reply, so doesn't have a tag. So we could create a tag just by clicking new tag here and adding this tag to this individual. So we'll grab this new lead here. So we're going to add a tag. And then the filter here would be likely replied to workflow, or we already have a reply channel, but we're going to have to set up a form. So we're going to get rid of this. These are good right now. We just want this incoming, and then we'll have an action for this. So we're going to save that trigger, and then we're going to go down to assign to user. And this is going to be assigned to somebody in your team. So you can do a round robin if you have a big team. You can set it up so it equally distributes the leads. But obviously in this business, we just have a couple of people here. So we're just going to save this. And we're going to, because we don't have any users in here as of yet. Let me just show you one other thing. So we have this in Messenger right now, but you can set this up as a customer reply, and then so do it a little bit different trigger. Basically, if you had a lead form in your Facebook page, you could set it up and select that form. So in form, and then select the form. If you had a form built in Facebook, it's going to automatically pull that up if it's connected to the proper Facebook page. So we're just going to cancel that right now and use it as Facebook Messenger because everybody has that right now. So internally, basically this is an internal text message to the assigned user. And basically you customize this. You have a pending Facebook message from such and such name, get back to them ASP before, or ASAP. I sound like Tony Beats from Gold Rush, before leads get cold. So obviously we already have an automation set up. So we'll have the automation set up here so that this message just lets you know that something came through. But being it's all automated, there's no point of getting back to them because your automation will get back to them. So you can save this or take the step out, whatever you want to do. But I would leave it in there and it at the very least to know that you got some action there. And then what I would do is put a step in here and send that individual a text message. So send text or send a Facebook message for all that matters. We could reply through Facebook. So that would be our action. And let's just make sure we don't have one down here. So there's send Facebook message to lead. So it is built in here. So let's not add that in. because HighLevel builds these out pretty good. But we got a pending tag. We could add a tag in here. We're just going to leave it as a new lead because really we don't need to unless you have forms or something that you have for a new client, and you might want to have a pending tag. So add task to remove tag for replying. That's basically if they had a pending tag, you could remove that tag after they reply. So you could save that action. And then this is a wait period. So waits are by days, hours, minutes, whatever. We can just say wait 30 minutes. It makes it seem realistic that a computer is not responding to them. And then is replying still pending. So that's this part right here. And then we can say if they said yes, now we're going to send a Facebook message. So, hey, contact, you want to customize this to your verbiage. But, sorry, been a minute getting caught up. So, can we please continue over text? So this is where you engage with them and get their mobile number. So with that said, that's one more engagement, one more form of contact outside of Facebook. Now you can start engaging with that individual after that. So you could save that. And then obviously if they say no, we want to create a tag here that is basically a not interested tag. And by doing that, we can remove them from this workflow here. So most importantly, you want to save this after. And then when you're ready to publish, you need to switch this on to publish and then hit save in order to do that. We're just going to leave it as a draft right now and go to the next thing that we're going to go through. So the next step we're going to talk about is the appointment booked sequence. So that's important because obviously in the pipeline, you want to get an appointment booked with this individual so that you can sell your services or your offer. In this case, a coaching session or whatever it might be. And this will be somewhat of an indoctrination process. And so you could actually have a form so you know a little bit more about that individual before you do that 30-minute call with them. And you could set up questions for that. So let's go into automations again, and we're going to create a workflow for an appointment booking. And so we've got a confirmation. I just talked about somewhat of a questionnaire. You can have an appointment confirmation, a reminder, a survey, and a review request. We don't want that. We just want a simple booking at this point. But if you're doing webinars or anything like that, you could do a webinar registration. And that's always good for a business. So we'll select this one, appointment booking, and we'll go in there and we're going to customize it. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the trigger is obviously an appointment booked. And we definitely want to set up which calendar that this is going to be connected to. So we don't have that calendar set up. I'll show you where the calendars are after we do this. But so we can customize this. We're just going to say coaching appointment booking or appointment booking. So obviously you can test this workflow, but we're going to send initial prompt. And so with this is this is going to be send the contact. And I always do first name to be more personable. Thanks for taking advantage of our offer. Obviously, change this language a little bit. This is generic, but customize it to your business. And then next step to book a quick 30-minute consultation call is now a good time to book. So, and then you've got their username, from, and location if you want to add that in. And then we're just going to hit save. So we're going to wait for a response. Maybe it's a day, maybe it's half a day. And then did they reply yes with the intent response is yes, is a positive response. And then at that point, you're going to send them the calendar link. So grab an opening and go to that point. Let me just kind of show you. We're going to jump to the calendars, and I'm going to show you what that looks like and how we set that up. So you'll be able to add a calendar link in here. In these custom values under appointments, you can add all the values that you need. So if you have a Zoom link, it'll automatically send them a Zoom link as they schedule. And you can even put in some cancellation and reschedule links. And those would look like so. So it gives, if that person needed to reschedule or cancel, usually you want to put the cancellation link and then do a space and add the reschedule. And so basically it gives them that option to reschedule without having to call you or just being a no-show. So we're going to save that. We're going to jump over to calendars and show you how this works. So under calendars here, we're going to set up a new calendar. And we do have a calendar in here. It's 2-hour breakthrough session. So we could just modify that. There's a booking request and a discovery call. So if we go into calendar settings, we'll be able to see the calendars that we have here, and we can use any of those that we want. So a discovery call, booking request, we'll go ahead and use this calendar and just modify this. But you can create your own calendar just by going in here and clicking a simple calendar, round robin, class, collective, whatever. So we're just going to go with one that was built in because that's why we did this, and added that workflow so that we could just edit. So this will be, we're going to call this initial booking request, because really in this particular situation, they're not technically a client yet. We offer a 30-minute free call with them, and then at that point, they become a client. So you can add a logo in here if you want to add a logo. It gives you the size so that it looks nice. And then this, we're just going to call this the 30-minute free coaching. We'll just leave it at that. And then you can set it up as groups. We're not going to do that. But then you can customize this link so it's not super long, and just call it whatever you want. In this one, we'll just call it demo call. And then meeting invite, title, contact name. And you could put in like the date, whatever you want in there. But this, you can set that up however you want. The cool thing you can do is set up colors. So if you use Google Calendars, it will highlight those as whatever color you want. And then we want to go into availability. So if you're only doing these calls Mondays and Wednesdays, you just uncheck those and you can customize that. And then you can select, well, I only do these from 11 to 4. So we could just say 11 to 4 and then copy to all. And it just automatically does that. So they're 30-minute intervals. And scheduling notice. This is just to give you an idea, and I would say at least a day. But if you want to have appointments coming in during the day, you can set this to hours and then set it up to give you an hour ahead of time before a call. So it's up to you. And then maximum bookings per slot. Obviously, if you're not doing group coaching, it's going to be one. And maximum per day. I would just leave that open. And you can do a buffer time that allows you 10 minutes between calls if you'd like. Otherwise, you got to cut it off and get to the next call. So 10 minutes, it allow you a 10-minute buffer. If you charge for these calls, you can connect these to your Stripe and actually take in a payment. And then, so maybe if you did a free call, next call is a paid call, and you can do those through that. That's basically all you need to do. Link your calendar. Basically, this is where you can sequence your calendars. And I'm not going to do that right now, but you can set up an external calendar to your Google, to Outlook, whatever you want. So we're just going to click save. And now we know in that automation, when we go back to automations here, we know what calendar to choose. And that was right under here for this calendar. So if we go into send calendar link, we want to use that calendar link that we had. So if you just do user calendar link, that will automatically grab that calendar. Otherwise, you can just go, and remember we had a link in there. So you can see here under that calendar, you just click these dots and copy the scheduling link for that particular one. And then basically go back into automations under your automation here for appointment booking. You can see HighLevel responds very, very quickly. And then we just enter this link into here. And if you have a Zoom set up, you can set that up too. But so we just save this action, and then basically that's set up. A no is basically that just goes in, tags them, and then we have a day 2 reminder that we can say don't miss this offer and bug them if you want to. That's all up to you. But the next thing that we would do is click publish, click save, and now this workflow is saved in there. Let's just take a quick look at what this calendar looks like. So here's the calendar. You can set it up with your own custom header and footer, and then just put all this in here. Obviously, you want it to look nice. You can change the colors like this blue and do it whatever you want. But just remember, right now it is 12:34 p.m. So they can't book till Monday because we're on a weekend. So there's no bookings in between there. So remember, we selected just those 2 days, and then there's those time frames that they can book in there. So AM, PM, so it's from 11 to 4. And if we select from there, we can select a time here, select the date, and then you put in your information, phone number, email, and then book appointment. So if we did this, I'm just going to show you real quick what it looks like on the back side of this. And then we'll just submit this or skip this. And then you can add this to your calendar. But let's go back into HighLevel and see now in our pipeline, we should have a booking in there. So being I didn't do it through the workflow, the actual workflow, it didn't show in the pipeline. But if I would have done it through the workflow, it would have actually showed that appointment. So under appointments here, you can see we have 2 booking requests. So we could just say confirmed. So that's the other thing. You can confirm them manually or have them automatically confirmed. That's why it wasn't showing up, because we didn't have it automatically. So now if we go into calendars, it's gonna and select that particular calendar and go under monthly, it's gonna show that lead that's in there. And then so that's how that works. So now under opportunities in that pipeline, we can see this lead right here. It was under new leads. We could tag it automatically here. We could view the conversation and their details all right here. So we can see where they came in, booked appointment. So they've got their appointment at 11 a.m. And then we can manage it a lot here. We can put notes in here. We can call them directly if we just hit call. Or we could say, maybe we did already have this as a warm lead and they did a booking request and we confirm the booking. We'll just drag them into there. But your automation will automatically move them from point to point to point. So that's the one nice thing about this. So one other automation that we need to set up is when they do book an appointment. So after they booked it, we want to set up a reminder so that way the person doesn't miss their call. So the initial trigger is appointment confirmed, appointment status is, and we could select in calendar because they went into a calendar and it was that initial booking request. So we save that. They get a confirmation email that, hey, so-and-so, your appointment is confirmed, start date, time zone. Let us know. In the meantime, you can add your Zoom link in here and everything that you need to do. And then 24 hours before the appointment, this is the wait period, we're going to send them another reminder via email. You could do it via email and text. That's typically what I do. Just letting them know that their appointment's coming up in 24 hours so they have time to reschedule or cancel. And then 1 hour before, we're going to send them another appointment reminder and a message via text. Hey, your appointment's set up and starting in 1 hour. You could put your Zoom link in here. You could put what you need for that call and then wait 5 minutes before and send them another email just letting them know that their appointment's starting. So that way, we're just going to save this. And then that way, it lets them know that and confirms everything so they don't forget. That's the whole point of an appointment reminder. So let's run through a few things that you probably would want to set up. This little yellow thing keeps popping up. If you're doing text messages, you want to set up a phone number. To do that, you just go into your settings, and under settings, you're going to click phone numbers. It's that easy. There's no rocket science to this. It's just set up a phone number. Basically, you have to have a Twilio account or a GoHighLevel lead connector account. So basically, to add a phone number, you just click and then select what area code that you want. So this is showing all kinds of different numbers. You can do 888 numbers, and then basically it'll show you how much this is going to cost, and that's typically a monthly fee. So it's not, it's a very nominal cost. Now with using phone numbers for text, you have to go through this trust center and enter your information in order to use a phone number, and it's to reduce the amount of spam calls that are coming through. A couple of other things on integrations is here's your Facebook. So connecting your Facebook here is easy. It's just basically we already selected that page, and but we can just go in here, select a page, and then add that in. But you can connect your Google, also your Stripe, your TikTok, if you have TikTok, even your invoicing. So it connects to there. And then in mapping for forms, you can connect form fields to come in here so that you can follow those different fields. And then obviously set up your business profile. And then if you're going to build a website, it's as easy as this. So you just go into sites. If you do have a funnel, basically we can just do a quick preview of this. This is what was built in, and it's very generic, but you can change the colors and logos and do whatever to your own liking. But it's just drag and drop. It's very easy to use. But if you wanted to do a website, and obviously this was for coaching, let's just go in here and use one of these templates here. And then if we go under coaching, there's a lot of different sites here. So let's just select, you could do the I here, but we're just going to select this one and then say continue, and it's building out the template. And now it's loading the template, and it's as easy as that. So it's very quick. Schedule an appointment. Gives you some, it's easy to add and adjust these colors, but basically some testimonials. You can modify these and add video and everything else. I've got a YouTube video on actually adding some really cool dynamic backgrounds in these, but basically it's as easy as selecting that field and changing that color. So if you want to make it look more feminine for a female site, coaching site, you can change these colors around just by doing that and then clicking save. So the other thing is it's very mobile friendly, and you can select the phone there and look at the mobile friendliness of it. Couple of other things, all your conversations via text, via email are going to be coming in under conversations here. And so we don't have any right now because we didn't create any conversations yet. But if we responded to that individual that did that calendar booking appointment, we could see that in there. But if we go under contacts here, we'll be able to see this individual. We can click on them, and then we can see everything that they've done activity-wise here. So it will load where they came in initially. So they visited this demo call page, they booked an appointment, they visited this page, and they booked an appointment again. So they did it twice. But you can add whatever information in here, and you can even email or text right through the system right here if you got everything set up properly. So basically that's it in a nutshell. If you have any questions, I've got a free masterclass on this. If you sign up with the link below, I give you that free masterclass, and I even do a discovery call with you. So I'd be happy to help you out and get started. I work with a lot of different businesses, from electricians, plumbing, to coaching, to insurance, mortgage, whatever, and set up some pretty sophisticated high-level platforms. But again, remember to hit that subscribe, hit that like button if you like this video, and And let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thanks.